Pro Audio Secrets, a show that helps you to find your own voice in sound. As an influencer, you're like one of the top audio influencers in the world.
If I'm not number one, it's all just. It's not all the time about the budget and making money. It's about.
You're giving me the right hint here.
But at least I create the packaging that I wanted with, and it looks so cool.
Maybe that's a bit of a lost art these days.
When I do the sound design, I'm not trying to be.
Yeah, this doesn't sound real.
I don't mind someone saying it's.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a trigger for sounds.
That's like something I take from you now. Today's guest is well known in the audio industry. His name is Ben Jacquier. He's from France. He used to be a snowboard instructor and a professional snowboarder himself. He went into sound design many years ago, starting out as a musician. He built that influencer platform for himself, showing off how he designs video content related to sound on a quick basis. So enjoy the episode and please follow and subscribe and share this with all your friends that want to know about this as well. And yeah, please do me that favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you. And let's start with the episode. How does it work for you in those 5-6 years? Could you increase your business significantly, or what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I was nowhere in terms of like in the industry professionally. I was nowhere. That those video was my way in, like, you know, literally a kick in the door to step in the industry without taking the, let's say, the normal path, which is go to school, learn your stuff, go to interns, whatever, go to studios, go to big towns, meet people, shake hands, run your coffee, like, yeah, make them coffee for years, and then you get to sit down in the studio and start being like and whatever. I didn't know anyone, and plus I live in a in a ski resort, so that was it was my way to get known by people in the industry, to be discovered, and it works like I know my name is known in the industry quite widely, like in so many ways, which is very nice. But it's also funny because it's well known, and sometimes the numbers of followers can scare people. I know I'm missing on so many projects because people think I'm that big that I don't even start reaching out to me to show me their project or their budget or whatever. You know, so many people that are like, oh, we thought you were like with 5 guys taking care of you, and managers and assistants and stuff. I know I'm literally on my own, and I'm missing on some project because of that. People, they oversee who you are. I'm just a normal guy trying to do the job, but just with a huge amount of followers on Instagram. It's literally just a number. Every time people reach out to me professionally, in a professional way, hi, my name is Nanana, I'm Nanana, I would like to show my project and see if you're interesting. I'm always replying to those messages. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but I'm still doing project without lot of budget, but because it's a value to my portfolio, or it's a value to some projects are so interesting that it's not all the time about the budget and making money. It's about working on cool projects as well. So yeah, so those videos on Instagram works really well. It's hard to get more followers by now. Like Instagram, it's it's kind of going down. I don't know, but yeah, I'm on the path to trying to reach bigger projects. Trying.
So you actually said you are living in a ski resort, and you didn't go that traditional path into the sound industry. I think it was very smart of you to do it like that, in order to get like a kickstart into the industry, showing off your talent like that. And what did you do before that? Before you started the whole sound game?
Yeah, had a lot of lives. uh, well, I grew up on ski and snowboard, so I spent most of my teenagehood doing competition as a snowboarder. I love international competitions, and then I've been a snowboard instructor in France in Courchevel ski resort for 17 years. So I literally stopped more like almost 2 years ago to focus myself on sound and music. But I still live in the area, so I still go to snowboard sometimes. But I don't teach anymore. I've been a wakeboard teacher as well. I hold my certificate. I quit. And yeah, I had a video production studio in Jersey, the island between France and UK, where I don't know, it's a long story, but making it short, I learned in 5 years having this studio. I learned a lot as a video editor, as a video maker, filmmaker, and I was always making the music for every videos I was making. For sometimes we were shooting in the morning and the video has to be done by the evening, but even that, I always put myself in challenge to make the music for every videos I was doing. So I learned to be very, very quick and take very quick decisions. That's why I'm so quick in my work. It's because I learned to be quick, because I set my mind to do this. Sometimes I had like literally an hour to shoot, an hour to edit, and then I had to send the video. We had those clients, it was like 6 years ago, and it's when Instagram was all about 1 minute videos for commercial and promotion. It was like when it started being huge. So we literally put ourselves into those 1 minute edits and making it so fast, but I always made the music for those videos. So I learned to compose music for films in a very quick way.
Okay.
And when I decided that I just wanted to make the music and be a music composer for those films and be a sound designer, I went back to France. So now I'm, starting my own studio here. And I had the skills to make videos, and I had the skills to make those videos very fast. So when I do those Instagram posts, the question that comes back a lot is, how long did it take? Sometimes people even make fun, but like, all of that, like all this work for like a 10-second sound design video. I'm like, yeah, well, you think it's actually a lot of work. I had the idea of the video at 2 p.m. and the video was done at 7 p.m. The recording, the shooting, the editing sound, the editing video, everything all together. Even the thumbnail, I do always a thumbnail on Photoshop, trying to have a nice thumbnail for Instagram feed. But it always take me like a bunch of hours, instead of doing nothing from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. when I don't have work. I spend it for myself, for my Instagram. Doesn't cost me money. And it always get me some views and new followers and, potential clients. So it's just a way to think.
Very interesting. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. So you being a teacher basically all your life and also highly competitive in that snowboarding. Now you bring also the knowledge from your video editing company. That brought you basically into the whole field of becoming a composer and a sound designer. So the whole sound theme, was it originally based from being a musician, or like how did your interest into sound came to life?
Yeah, like on the side of everything I've done, music was one of the first thing I did. Like I learned drums when I was kid, and then I played drums in orchestral group in my village for 4 years, and then I kept doing drums for myself. I couldn't find any musicians to play with because I wanted to play in a band. Like I wanted to leave the orchestra thing. I wanted to play like more something like more rock and stuff. Couldn't find a band, so I started to sing with my best friend when we were like 16. Sing like reggae music on Phase B on vinyl.
Okay.
So like doing sound system. You in Germany?
Dub plates.
Yeah, in Germany it was huge. Like
I was also involved.
Like Gentleman, all those guys. It was the music I used to listen a lot. So we started our little studio where we were singing, and we had a little like our little group and band. So we did our first album, and then I started to build the studio, started to compose music for reggae and rap, and then I went a little bit more into the rap thing. So I had 2 albums, learned guitar, and I became a musician by making music on my playing, like composing music. I even back then I started doing music for some videos, like towns office videos. They were like, oh, it's so cool, a guy from our place would do music, like, would you compose the music for our promotional videos? So it started like this, but back then I was still doing competition, and it was serious. So music was always on the side. I never thought it would become my job. It was just a passion, like most of musicians. But yeah, now I'm doing a lot of gigs as well. Now that I quit teaching, I have time. So in winter we're touring so much. I do like it's an average of 3 gigs a week. We do 40 to 50 gigs during the winter, probably 30 to 40 in summer. Trying to
amazing.
It's almost 100 a year, but like I try to step back a little bit, not to because it's really tiring for my voice as well. I had a little accident last year. I had noodles. It was very, very hard to sing. So no, I just want to still enjoying singing and playing guitar and do live music. If I do that way too much, it becomes a proper job, and I lose the passion. So I try to do it as much as I enjoy it. So yeah, a lot of time in studio, and sometimes on stage, which is cool. It's a cool way as well to get out of the studio. Otherwise, I will be stuck here all the time. So even if outside it's so nice, I just literally have just a lake and forest, but I do spend too much time in my studio.
And what kind of music is it? You play with a band, and
I have different formation. I have the main one is a 2-man's band. We do loop performance. So I have a looper. All the rhythm I learned by being a drummer. It helps a lot. I'm really good at rhythm. I think it's my forte. It's all about rhythm. When I took a guitar, I didn't know how to play it. At least I was already able to strum properly. And then I just learned how to put my fingers on the strings, and I play guitar as well, but I don't really know what I'm doing. Same with piano. Like I learn music by myself, so with my ears. So I'm not a theory guy. I'm more like feeling guy. And so with this band we do loops. So we loop the drums. I play drums on the pad. I loop my guitar. I loop the bass of my friends. So because we know each other so well, like I know when you do the bass, I know when to loop it, and then we play on top of it. So I play acoustic guitar, he plays electric guitar and bass, and I'm the main singer, but he sings as well. So we do a lot of covers. We do have our own songs as well, but we get hired a lot to play, in bars and weddings and restaurants and big places on the ski resort during the day. It's a party band. We are a party band, but because we are just 2 and we're capable of making music like we were 4. That's why people they like us, because just by being 2, we are capable of making good parties, which is nice. But we also have a band of 4, and we have a drummer, we have a bass player, so we're capable of doing a lot of different things, which is really nice.
And from what I understand now, you, as an influencer, you're like one of the top audio influencers in the world. And before you did that, you were like one of the top snowboarders in the world. And I'm always like fascinated by people that are able to achieve those, high goals, because I'm also like that. I'm a rapper and I always wanted to rap like on the top level, and I did my everything to get at least to that skill level. I never reached the level of fame, whatever, but I have always that ambition, to be the best in my field or to compete with the best. How did you manage to not only try to do it but become that?
Yeah, first of all, I did well at snowboarding, but I'd never been in the like one of the best in the world. Like I was probably one in the like in France, I was pretty good, but I had accidents quite a lot, and I had to stop pretty early in the game because of my knees. It was very intense. I was good, but I never been in the top world. Like
okay, fair enough.
But still, but it doesn't change much about the state of mind you have to put yourself in. That's what you're talking about. I think you're just competing with yourself. It's like how much you want it. So it's just by being curious first. It's that takes me to so many different places and made me do so many different things. It's all about being curious and wanting to learn things, but it's also like competitive mind I think always took me a step further than a lot of others. It's this things to always want to be the number one, which is not selfish. Like I completely accept not to be number one. It's just because I want to be, like I try my hard to be, and because I'm not, it's my fault, not others. So I've never been jealous or never been. I always been kind with others and stuff. It's all about what's going on in myself. So if I'm not number one, it's all just my fault, not others. I don't want to be number one because I want to be known or because I want to be whatever. It's because I want to be proud of myself, my parents being proud of me, and that's enough to take you to where you want.
Very interesting. Yeah. What is your take on, let's say, self-reflection and how you treat yourself? Like, because you just mentioned the whole competing with others is more like you compete with yourself and you want to be the best version of yourself. So have you any like rituals or like how you structure your day or how you go about like treating yourself on a daily basis?
Yeah, that's a tricky one because I'm not in the actual right place at the moment. I guess probably what artists go through day to day can be so different. It's a roller coaster. Sometimes I feel good about myself because today I think I did something well, I worked well, or I achieved something good. And there's days where I feel like I'm the very low person doing nothing, stuck in a studio, didn't do any music, didn't do any sound design, didn't do any videos. Like I lost, a lot of time. I feel like I lost a day doing nothing, and I'm a piece of. One said it's really hard. It's really day to day. Plus, when I was doing a lot of competition and sports. I felt better physically. Now that I quit, I found it hard to put myself into doing like a everyday sport. I tried to do volleyball twice a week, and it hurts my shoulder. Like I had a huge accident in snowboard as well. I got 2 screws in my shoulder. And I love those like basketball, volleyball. I love the sport. I try to play it, but I hurt myself again. I hate running for running. It's something I just hate. So going in the morning and go for a run, so hard. I do go walk my dog every day, at least twice, which is the least I can do. but I don't treat myself as good as I wish I would normally. But I'm gonna have to, because you're getting old and I feel my body going down. I was in a way better shape when I was actually doing ski and snowboard every day, but at least I still got to do music and sound every day, which is good. But I used to be stronger in my mind. I want to be back to this state of mind, because I think when you treat yourself harder, you do bigger things. I want to wake up early in the morning. I want to go to bed early in the night, and be more efficient, because it's been the last 2 to 3 months I didn't feel like I was efficient like I used to be.
Yeah, I can relate to that. So, like, my last week was staying up very late, going to bed 2, 3 at night, and then sleeping till, I don't know, 8, 9. So not enough sleep, and I always try to, get earlier to bed. So I manage that. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes. So I'm also like working on that constantly, especially now that I'm a freelancer for like 4 months now. Before that, I was always employed, and with Ubisoft, I had to take the first meeting at 10. So that was always something I had to be there. And now I feel a lot more like this freedom of how I want to structure my day. That really is a luxury to me now, and not having this kind of Teams light to be green, that it shows that you're on the computer like working, and if someone messaging you, you can reply. So yeah, that's a big plus for me now. I was just wondering, how old are you?
I'm 35.
35. And you started your career with 30-ish as a sound designer?
Professionally, yeah, but around that, I guess. Like something I used to be like earlier, but yeah, professionally, let's say, yeah, around 30.
I also started a bit later in my life, because I was always focusing on my own music. And then I think at age 29 or something, I became an apprentice in a post-production sound studio. And from there, I continued focusing on that path. I just want to ask you again, please do us the favor and subscribe to the channel. And it really means the world to us, and it helps us to grow and to do this more often, more frequently, and to improve the quality. And yeah, the more people that are on the channel, the better the content will get. I will make that promise to you, and thank you very much for listening up to that point, and please stay with us and enjoy the rest of the episode. Peace. Let's get back to it. What can you advise to younger people or older people than us that want to start out in the audio industry? Do you have any idea, something you can recommend, or
yeah,
for the actual day and age for today?
Yeah, I get this question so many times. Like people reach out to me and like, yeah, can you give us a path to follow or advice? And like, sometimes they even ask me like, what do you think about this school? What do you think about this university? I'm like, guys, like I learn in a street. I'm a street guy. Everything I learn it by myself, and hours on YouTube, and hours of reading, and hours of experimenting things by myself. If I was capable of doing it on my own, you are as well. I think what stop people, it's themselves. Like they can spend hours of asking me stuff about the gears I use at a dude. Like my first videos and my first sound design, which still thinks was one of the best I've done. It's made with a recorder. It was 100 euros shitty recorder, and sometimes I even use my phone. So it's not about asking questions all the time. It's just like, do it. You want to try to do it. There's nothing stopping you. Like everyone's now got a computer. Audio software is not that big. That it's not like video editing or 3D editing. They don't take much on your CPU. You don't have to have, at least to start and to try, you don't have to have the biggest computer in the world. There is stuff even with your phone. Like if you're a little bit curious and you actually want to try, you record stuff with your phone, put your files that you just record in your computer, and start doing stuff. Same with music. It's not much advice I can give to people that they're not willing to at least start and see how it goes. The people that even get stuck at just asking questions. What the point asking question? You will know, but it doesn't make you do. Sometimes I get question. I'm like, you literally spend 5 minutes writing me down these questions. You will have write exactly same things on YouTube. You already have the answer, and you will be doing it. I don't know. I don't have. Sometimes I get mind blown by the people's questions. Like, why spending so much time asking and asking and asking? If you're curious, try it. There's nothing that can stop you by trying. I don't know, like you see me, and I'm here to show you example. Yeah, you should look at my video, look at what I do. If you want to try exact same thing, if you want to do sound design because you think it's cool, you go to your fridge, you take I don't know, whatever, a pepper, you take a tomato, you record it with your phone in a quiet environment, you synchronize it on the video, and see how it goes, and then you start working on your sound. Learn about EQ, learn about compressor, learn about reverbs, of panning and automation. It's all there. Internet is the source of knowledge. If I was capable of learning by internet, everybody is. And I learned in the time like you, like when we started learning the things, internet wasn't even what it is now. Now it's huge. It's so many things, and artificial intelligence tools are coming fast and strong, and so you don't even have to be a musician to be a music composer now. I mean, maybe we shouldn't talk about those things because it's huge. It's a deep hole, but there is stuff for people that wants to learn. It's all there.
Yeah, it's great advice. Thank you for sharing that view. And I think you yourself are the best example of what you just said.
Yeah.
You just did it yourself. You had no real mentor that you could sit next to for years and just absorb everything. It was your own will to do it, and also the courage to actually sit down and do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like it's like this every day. Sometimes I got my low day. Sometimes I feel like I've done nothing and everything is shit, and I'm a fake. I'm a fraud. I do feel like this a lot. Like,
Come on.
some people, they're like, the number of messages I receive, and people, they're like, well, what you're doing is so amazing, can't believe it, and blah blah blah. I'm like, this is touching it to me. It's always nice, but sometimes I'm like, come on, like, this is like, I literally done nothing. Like, I just, some of my sound design for video Instagram. So first and foremost, I never go to the, like, I've never tried to make it as good as it can be for Instagram. I just want it to be quick. So some people are like, a few messages, they're like, oh, it's not quite what it should be, as like, this is not for a client, this is for Instagram, this is demonstration, this is just a show, this is just me being funny when I jump in the snow, when I blow fireworks. It's just for me to have fun. When I do those sound design, I'm not trying to be the best or do my best. Like, I don't care if people think it could have been better. I'm like, I know, I don't care. It's for Instagram. Made it in 3 hours. Look what I've done in 3 hours. What you do in 3 hours? Like, you watch a movie, good. I made an entire video. So I don't try to be my best, but
I totally get it.
Yeah,
I have same comments sometimes. Yeah, you cannot do the cloth like that, and why did you include the hand into the cloth layer? That is so unprofessional. And lately I did this video about the collapsing building. I recorded all the sounds here, and then shared the sounds with everyone who commented on the post. And this was also because the client I did it for, he basically refused to pay me the amount that we basically agreed on the phone. Like when I delivered it, he said, "Yeah, it's very cool, but I will just pay that, and the other library I will not take, blah blah blah." So I decided, look, we don't have a deal, and I just take those sounds and put them in the world and see if people like it or can use it. And then many people commented when Pro Tools reposted it. Yeah, this doesn't sound real, and it's way too close, and it's just like a cracker in front of a close mic setup, and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's like negative comments. I didn't feel really obliged to react to that.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was like, okay, I have to reply, but now I'm a bit more chilled. And
I'm same. I used to reply to all the negative comment, try to, like, I have to something to prove to them, like I wanted to prove myself, and no, I don't care, because most of the people that comment those negative things, it's people that they don't show their works. Most of the time it's people with no followers, which is fine. I really don't care about the number of followers of people. I reply to everyone when I can. Because I know that people will say they never reply to me. Come on, I get like 20 to 30 messages a day on Instagram, and some of them goes to my to the thing that you don't see. So sometimes I try, sometimes I spend time replying, whatever. Negative comment like this, it's always from people that don't show their work, because I don't mind someone saying it's not good or it's not good enough. When it's for Instagram and I know I didn't give my best, I don't really care. When it's for clients, it doesn't happen much. But when people that constructive comments where, sometimes, oh, I would have done this, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I reply like, thank you for your comment, thank you for, and most of the time when you reply to those guys, they reply, no, but it's fine. Thank you for replying. It always goes well, but you can always you can always see a comment that you don't have to reply to, because it's just someone that just want to be shitty. So there's no point replying to those guys. And same, I used to reply because I felt like it, and now I'm like, I'm laughing about it. Everything I do on Instagram, I post it on TikTok, because I was like, why not? I create a video, let's put it on other platforms, and it go viral on TikTok. But I have so many, like on Instagram, I don't get like bad comments. Most of the time it's just people loving it, and which is really nice. I don't have haters, because I don't put my personal life. I just put my work. It's a portfolio, Windows. It's not about me. So I don't get those shitty comments that some influencers can get. But on TikTok, it's another level of stupidity. People can be so stupid, and I comment about things I won't even think about. It's so funny, but I don't care. It's like I've done the Netflix logo sound lately, but
I saw
my point wasn't to replicate the Netflix sound. It was to make it with things I had just around myself. So shovels, doors, and cardboard. So just wanted to be fun and interesting, and people the number of comments I can get about like this is not the sound, it doesn't sound like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if it doesn't sound exactly the same. I just wanted to show people that with nothing what you can achieve. Like I replicate the Netflix sound as close as I can with shovels, cardboard, and doors in 2 hours time.
It's amazing.
That's the point of the video, not trying to do the Netflix sound, which so people, we got so many different ways to think with people, and I understand that now. So I don't put myself into those things. I'm strong about negative comments. It makes me laugh a lot. So
that's the best approach, I believe. I once made the mistake to reply on TikTok to a negative comment with a bit of negativity myself in it, and then this thing blew up. The guy really threatened me, to I don't know, block my accounts, and he's so powerful, blah blah blah. And I thought, oh my god, I just never comment anything in that way again because it's so not worth it to
No, it's not.
get people aroused like that, you know, in a negative way. And now I have like a personal question, because I'm always behind in terms of sound design techniques, because I'm more like a sound effects editing person. You know, I always grabbed stuff from the library and then layered it. Maybe that's a bit of a lost art these days. That's what an audio director mentioned with younger sound designers. But what I saw in your videos, that you do like the mouth, the voice acting, and then using some tools to make actual sound design with it. Can you explain to me like what you do there and what tools you use, just very quickly?
So you mean when I start videos by making the sound with my mouth?
Yeah, like the tu and
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was just a way to introduce. Like I thought, how am I gonna start my videos and make them interesting? Because you know, people after 3 seconds of watching, if they don't think it's interesting or if it's funny or whatever, they just switch. So I was like, how I get the attention without showing the final results, straight away. So how do I show people it's a sound design video? Because if you take off the sound of a video and you show them like a 10-second clip and there's no sound, or if it's just you looking at the clip like this, they will switch before even know it's a sound design video. You know, like imagine watching an Instagram post without sound or music or sound effect of a film clip, and you're like, what it is. So basically, it's just a way for me to interest people straight away with me making noise with my voice. So yeah, I had this question, but do I actually do that when I do a client work? Not really. It's just a way for people to understand what I'm about to do. So at this, you know, when you have a gun and I do da 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 da, it's just to show that at this time I'm gonna do those sound. This man's screaming, or those whooshes and those movements. It's just an illustration of what I'm about to do with my mouth. It was just a way to get the interest of people, really. I don't really use them then after in the sound design thing.
Interesting, because I in my mind it was like you might use those Krotos plugins.
I do. Sometimes I do. You get Reformer Pro. I've done video when you with your mouth it's a trigger for sounds basically. So if you put a mix of different sound of different whoosh. Like for example, you got like a spellcaster, let's say, with electricity and whooshes and wind. So you put all those different sound. I put some whooshes, I put some electricity sound, some wind. And with the Reformer Pro Krotos tools, you basically automate the sound with your mouth. So if I do a with my mouth, I will have this motion in the sound.
That sounded already so cool, man.
But sometimes I do use my voice as a layer, you know. Sometimes it's really interesting to use your voice. And plus I have to do like dubbing so many times. Like when people, they're like, hey, do the sound design of my short movie of this scene. And like, yeah, why you didn't record the actor getting hurt at this point? Why? And you actually have to do the actor voice when he's like, it's so embarrassing, and you have to change the pitch because when you have to do it for 2 or 3 different characters in the same scene, you're like, that's weird. They all scream the same, so you have to change the pitch of the voice. It's funny to do. So yeah, there is tool that I use my voice, yes, because it's funny to do, and sometimes it's even quicker. But at the beginning of my Instagram post, it's just to get the interest of people, really.
What do you wish for yourself, and what do you wish for the audio industry?
I want to be a superstar. For the industry, I wish I'm not saying I want to talk quickly about it. I'm not scared about artificial intelligence yet, but it goes so fast because I love doing, like, I'm good at all the things as well. Like I'm good with Photoshop, I'm good with video editing, with animation. I used to love to do 3Ds. I did some music video clip for others with just animations. I used to spend a lot of time doing all the things, illustration, After Effects, Premiere. So I love doing Midjourney things with on Discord, because I use it a lot actually for my own things. But it in months from when I worked on an NFT project, and I used animation tools with AI tools a lot for the last month, like in September, October. And now it's January and I see the improvement. It goes so fast. It's threatening. Not much in the music world, like image generation, photography world, illustration world. It goes so fast. I'm scared that when it gonna comes to music, where is it gonna go? This is scary. So I don't know about it. I try to I try to learn about things and see how it goes, but it goes so fast. It's really hard to keep up. So yeah, I am.
Can I ask a question to understand what you just said? Because you mentioned Midjourney and Discord.
Yeah.
What is the relation here? I couldn't really grasp it.
Well, to generate an image on Midjourney, you go through Discord. So you got it's like a Discord friend, and then when you have like a not paid version, so a free version, it's in a public room. So basically every image that you can create with Midjourney, everyone can see them, and you can see everyone else's image, and there's no copyright. So basically you can just spend your day watching what people are generate, and you can take whatever you want. So and when you get a paid version, you have like a private room, so you keep the image you create for yourself, but it's all on Discord. So yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. I'm a bit ignorant what AI tools are about at the moment, but yeah, you're giving me the right hint here. Like, be not only because I more think, what can we produce in terms of AI ourselves as entrepreneurs? Like, what would be the next step to incorporate AI into my own business?
Yeah.
And you're telling me like, okay, maybe you start first using those tools that are existing and learn how they, what they can do before you. But that's like something I take from you now.
Yeah, but even us as sound designer and music composer, like we already use AI. We don't even know. Like you take plugins like Isotope, they use a lot of AI. When you press the button, learning when you want to do like a master chain, and it does it on its own. It's AI. It's AI things, and it's just like it's already everywhere that we don't even know it. But when you think about it, it's being used in so many things. But yeah, I generate so many images with Midjourney, and it helps me a lot. Like when I work for clients as an influencer, when they show me a product and they want me to put the product in my videos. And sometimes when you work with very, very big companies, they can be very strict about what you're about to show. So they want like a script and a storyboard, and you're not good at drawing. You want to show them a storyboard, just generate the image. Like when I do my script, I always do it with image to illustrate what I'm talking about, and I generate the image with Midjourney, which is very quick. So I get my clients to see what I'm about to film, and they understand way better than just me writing down. So I never get like a no-go things. I always say yes to any script that I'm sending. So it helps a lot. So if you think about it, it can help in so many different ways. So I have 2 sound packs they're not out because they doesn't exist that doesn't exist yet, but at least I create the packaging that I wanted with and I help myself with image from Midjourney that I generate, and it looks so cool. So yeah, when you think about it, even with picture you can already do so many things. So many people use it for thumbnail, for whatever. So yeah, and when it comes to where I want to go for myself, it's just I just want to keep working on big project. I'd love to work on video games, create assets for video games, big video games. I'd love to do that. I have a project as a as a musician. I'm a music producer. I just signed in with a label. So I'm trying to create this artist identity, not under my name, but under like a project name. And it's more in the electronic music world. So I don't know where that's gonna go, but we'll see. I try to do different things sometimes, but I worked lately on a full feature animation film. A sci-fi animated film. It's 1 hour 30 minutes long. I did all the music, so it's like 37 tracks for this movie. Very epic and orchestral music. It's all about fighting with spaceships and guns and monsters and armies and stuff. And all the sound design, which was a challenge, because to do everything yourself for a 1 hour 30 minutes film, it's very long, it does something to your brain, and like you want to quit every single second you work on those things. You want to quit. It was very hard. So now it's on Prime Videos in US. I don't know where is it gonna go, but at least I've done it, and it's my name underneath, and I'm really proud at least of the music. So those kind of projects, I've loved it to go somewhere and to be bigger, because budget wise it wasn't very interesting for me. But I just took the challenge, so at least I'm proud of myself, but it didn't make me any richer.
And how long did you work on that? Totally?
It was like a year, at least a year. At least a year. It was very, very intense. Like, you have to imagine 1 hour 30 minutes of sound design when you have to do every single sound. Like there was like characters with armors, with weapons, monsters, spaceships, guns, battles. And like for a day of work was like a minute or sometimes 2 minutes of sound design. And that's without making the music. So music took me a lot of time to make as well, because I mixed my own music and mixed the films. It was insane. The work was insane.
Congratulations on that milestone. And,
thank you.
And I think it also shows that if you put in the work, even if it's not paying the way you want, you still get a reward and a benefit out of it. Something will come from it. And thank you for sharing all this with us.
Yeah,
and it's a great inspiration for me, and I think also for everyone. So I wish you all the best for your career, and that all the things you want to achieve, that they come to you easily, and that you enjoy doing what you do. And thanks again.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Always nice to talk about sound. Thank you for your questions and your interest, and it was very pleasant. So I hope we'll get in touch now, and we keep in touch.
Yeah, and work together, hopefully. Yeah.
Yep, with pleasure.
I really appreciate that you listened up until the end. If you haven't hit the subscribe or follow button wherever you watch or listen this, please do so now, because it helps the channel to grow. And I see a lot of value in Pro Audio Secrets for the whole Pro Audio community, especially to people who want to start out in the industry and looking for their first role or their first paid gig. Definitely look into finding your own voice in sound. That can change over time. But look at what it is now, and then take a step towards that and try to elevate this thing that you have within you and get the sound out of yourself, your unique sound. That is something you need to find in order to succeed in pro audio, especially these days. And again, this can change over time, but you have to start looking within yourself. What's really the thing that you can provide for the world in terms of your sound, okay? If you're looking for more advice like that, please feel free to reach out to me via DM on Instagram, comment the word industry, and then you can book a free mentorship call with me. We're also building Pro Audio Academy up from the ground right now, and you can join that as a beta tester, or later on, once it's rolled out, you can just come in and learn with us. Thanks for watching. Maybe watch another one now or later. See you then. Thanks. Peace, the Foley Teacher.